Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Zach bringing guys another trade recap. It is currently September now, September 2nd. We took two trades today. This first trade was a losing trade, and then the second trade was a winning trade. Today was very stressful. I was down about 250 on this first trade, and then we stayed patient, waited for the second setup, took it, and we were very emotional inside this trade. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. But it ended up running, and we only took 50 points, but it ended up running all the way to these lows that I really wanted. So pretty upset that I did not hold this, but I ended the day profit. I ended the day about $70 on each account, so 70 times 8 accounts. Only 560 on the day, but profit is profit, and we were down $2,000. So to end the day green is just honestly amazing. And I knew these shorts were coming. I knew they were coming. We were overall very bearish. All this at market open was just manipulation up to continue lower throughout the day. This first trade setup was there. It was a nice setup. We just got stop rated, and then the second setup was just a continuation model. So we followed our rules today. We took two trades. I was going to be done after this first trade, but I saw the second trade as I was filming my last trade recap, so I took this trade and then filming this trade recap. But this trade was a very nice setup. This first trade, I'm honestly surprised it did not deliver. We had a 15-minute SMT here out of an hourly fair value gap. If you guys look on the hourly time frame, we are very bearish. We sold off all last night, and coming into market open, we put in this SMT, tapped this 4-hour fair value gap, sweep out all these lows. And this was all just manipulation up into this hourly fair value gap here. We put in a 15-minute SMT at these highs with ES, so that gave me enough confirmation that we were just going to continue bearish on the day. We also came into equilibrium of this entire range here. So after that, I wanted to scale down to the lower time frames and look for an entry model. We did not inverse this 5-minute, so I saw a 2-minute inversion actually. After coming up, I used this one confluence before, and it worked very well. This wick right here, as you guys can see, this wick of this 5-minute candle that put in the 15-minute SMT, we came to equilibrium of that wick. Right here, you guys can see, this is how people be top ticking. Sometimes they would have entered right on the tap of that wick, the 50% level of that wick, stop loss above there, and bam. They would have caught this. They probably would have went break even here, and it probably would have been a break even trade for most people. But after I seen us tapping that wick, instantly sell off, inverse this 1 minute. There's also a 2-minute here. I entered shorts. I expected just a flush throughout here. I would have went break even at these lows fairly quick, because I definitely could have seen us coming down to this 15-minute here, which we did, and then come back up. So I would have went break even very quick on this trade, but we didn't even see profits at all. We literally just went right up, straight to stop loss. After that, I stayed patient. I knew we did not want to go higher. I knew this was going to be a protected high because of that 15-minute SMT we put in place, and we were just struggling to push higher, and we only really wanted lower, it seemed like. So as soon as we got the flush throughout this low, we got a 5-minute market structure shift right here where my break even would have been. This would have been a 5-minute market structure shift. We also inversed the 5-minute fair value gap then. All I wanted was a rebalance to a fair value gap. We got a rebalance to the 5-minute. I entered shorts, got in right here. Stop loss was at this 5-minute. Entering into this trade was a little more risky because we easily could have came up into this 5-minute. Let me remove this one. We inversed two 5-minutes. We inversed this one and this one. And then we got a rebalance. So there was nothing holding us from going lower besides this fair value gap down here, so that's where my TP1 was. But this trade was a little risky because we did have this 5-minute above up here. So after we got this market structure shift, inverse this fair value gap and this fair value gap, we could have came up and tapped at this 5-minute, and that's where my stop loss was. So it was a little more risky, and honestly, when we came up right here, I got in right here where my fill is. As soon as we tapped at that 5-minute here, it was a little risky because we easily could have been stopped out and then tapping this 5 and then dumped. And as soon as I seen this 1-minute candle close like this, I got very scared. But this is also a turtle soup entry. High, low, higher high. Breaking this high here, and these equal highs right here. Entered, bam. Sold off, TP1 was these lows here, and I went break even right here as well. Actually, it was these lows that I went break even. And then TP2 was 50% level of this. I think it was a 15 minute. No, it was a 5 minute. It was a big 5 minute. TP2 was 50% level of this 5 minute fair value gap. I did wish I held a little more. There was no point in me not holding. But honestly, I just wanted to be done with the day because I was getting very, very emotional throughout this whole trade. But if I never got stopped out in this first trade, it would have been a banger trade. It probably would have been my best trade in a while because clear 2 minute inversion right here, 2 minute inversion. If this flushed right here, I would have held it all the way to these lows because I wouldn't have been in drawdown originally and I would have just kept trailing. So this second trade, I took profits early just to end the day green, I guess. And yeah, that's why I took profits. Honestly, I was getting emotional and I just wanted to end the day green. So we are up $70 on each account. As you guys can see right here, $70, 2 trades. Let me show you guys the executions on Tradeovate. Executions right here. Stopped out, entered, bam, bam. So overall, very, very stressful day. Honestly, pretty good though because I managed risk well. I managed risk on this first trade, and I stayed patient and waited for another entry. So followed my rules, stuck to it, and it played out. Just very unfortunate that this first trade did not deliver. We would have been a bag on the day, but it's all good. Shit happens. That's trading for you. But without further ado, that's going to be it for this trade recap. Make sure y'all join the Discord. Link will be in the bio. Seems like nobody really took a trade today. Nari took probably a long entry. I did want longs after this 3 minute inversion here, but I honestly just missed it. This would have been a very, very nice long setup. I know a lot of people took this long right here all the way to that hourly fair value gap. This would have been a very nice long right here. But I missed out on it because I was not looking at the 3 minute time frame. I was looking at the 5 because there was a 5 minute fair value gap as well. And as soon as we got that 5 minute break, I didn't want to enter because just the risk to reward wasn't really the best. Honestly, it still would have been a good trade, but my stop loss would have had to been about 50 points. So I could have went with 2 micros instead of 4. And that's what I really should have done. This really should have been the trade of the day. And I would have been done a lot earlier. We had SMT at these lows out of this 4 hour fair value gap. But this was all just manipulation to go lower on the day. And we're probably going to continue lower throughout the day. The next draw is probably this low here. We're probably going to come here within either today or tomorrow. And then we'll see some sort of reaction out of here, probably up, and then continue lower. But seems like clean price action's back. Today's price action wasn't the worst, wasn't the best, honestly. But that's going to be it for this trade recap. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 subs. I need to get there. Try to get monetized, and also turn on post notifications because I stream every day and nobody joined today. There was only 4 people that joined total. So make sure y'all turn on post notifications, join the stream. Also, Apex is running their 90% discount, and today is literally the last day of that discount. So if you're watching this video right now, use code Zach because it's gonna end literally tomorrow. Let's say, yep, 11 hours, 90% off. So it's literally the best time to buy. So if you don't have any accounts, buy some Apex accounts because 10 hours left. This video is going to be up. 10 hours left. But that's going to be it for this trade recap. Honestly, very, very stressful day, like I said. But capitalized on a stressful day and we're able to secure some profits. So we have to see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow we have, what news do we got? Tomorrow we got job openings at 10 a.m. So we're gonna have to wait for that and continue trading. We have a lot of news this week. PMI at 10 on Wednesday, that's Thursday, and then Friday we have non-farm payroll. So very, very news-packed week. Next week we don't have no news besides PPI. And then, yeah. So let's just focus on now. But tomorrow we have job jolts opening. So should be some good price action, hopefully. But without further ado, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow if I place a trade. If I don't, I will not make a trade recap, but I'll try to make a video or something.